Good, man. Am I good here, or do I want to be up on that?
You can come up a little bit if you want to.
What's up to y'all?
With all the scoring going on around you, I don't know how much leaderboard watching you were doing, but any pressure to try to keep up? Or are you trying to birdie every
I
hole
feel like
anyway?
that's every week. I mean, I realized today was, today's. I've lived here for 13 years, and I don't know how many days we've had where it's 75 plus degrees and maybe a half a club wind at times, maybe.
Yeah.
So, man, that's a stretch. So my point is, when you got just absolute pure conditions, weather-wise and pure conditions in the golf course, these two, the best I've ever seen these two golf courses, period. Greens are rolling fantastic. You got to get after it. So now, I didn't look at the leaderboard till, well, frankly, it was on accident. I saw it on 15 green. I don't know what I was at that point. What did I shoot? Shot 9 under?
8 or 9. Yeah,
I must have birdied that. I birdied that hole. Anyway, and I was like T4, and I'm like, oh, I'm 8 under at T4. I'm like, but I understand. I get it, And plus, you got 4 par 5s on the other course, with no wind, so you can kind of get it. But all that being said, you still got to make putts. I had a very, very, frankly and thankfully, a boring day.
Sebastian had to birdie the last hole just to get to 60. But you had a few holes left when you got it to 9. Any thoughts of 11 under?
Oh, yeah. It hit me. After I birdied 13, 10, 11, 12. Where's that? I birdied 12 and 13, and I got to 8. And I had a pitching wedge in my hand on 14. Hit a good shot. Actually hit a really good putt, but, it was all of 18 to 20 feet. It wasn't like it was a – and then obviously making birdie in 15, I'm like, well, 2 more and we're right there. But I gave myself looks. I gave myself pretty good looks, and that's all you can hope for. So I kind of wanted to get to 60, there was a point – I've shot 60 twice out here, and there was a point where I was the only one to do it, and then Phil did it, of course. So I think there's only 2 guys. No, Jimmy shot below 60 twice. So
In this tournament?
no,
Or just
Jim
all-
Furyk shot a 58 and a 59 on tour.
Okay.
I'm just saying I've shot 60 twice on the PGA Tour,
Okay.
but I've never shot a couple 61s. I think maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but I don't know. That was not my. I'm just ecstatic the fact that I hit every green and gave myself a very just smooth, easy day where I made a couple putts, hit a couple shots close. That's all I can ask for.
You've been out here and played these courses enough. What do you tell someone who's playing this tournament for the first time and has only experienced these conditions, given what the forecast is going to be like tomorrow?
Well, I'll say a couple things. When I explain this tournament, I talk about certainly Seaside because we play it 3 days, right? And I've been here 13 plus years, and every time I play it, it grows on me. Every time I play in the tournament, I'm like, I'm a little biased, but I just feel like this course is so good. It requires everything, and when it's windy, when it usually is windy, you got to pucker up and hit some good shots. Today is the anomaly. Today is the Chamber of Commerce. It's a little humid though. This is the day where it's just not usual. So with that being said, like you asked, tomorrow's not going to be. It sounds to me it's going to be the complete opposite of today. They're talking not just wind but gusts. So I've heard anything from 25 to 35. I don't know what's coming, and arguably a 180. But you could see it. That's also today. I would also throw in the fact that I was talking to a couple of the rules officials yesterday, and they kind of brought it up. I didn't even have to bring it up. When you've got 2 courses and you basically got to play them the exact same, and you've got a day where it's absolutely benign, the flags are just drooped, and then tomorrow it's going to be, the pins are going to be whipping, you got to be set up for the pins whipping, So we had tee boxes today. The 14th hole is the best example. That's one of the hardest and best holes on this golf course, arguably on the PGA Tour. More times than not, it's a driver and a mid to long iron. And today was a 3-wood wedge because the tees were up, slightly down off the right, and it's just not normal. I'm assuming I've hit a head cover in there at some point, but a lot of 6s and 5s. So they're prepared for tomorrow, and that's what they had to do. The unfortunate thing is you see a lot of low scores if you don't like low scores. But I like low scores.
Scott said he's surprised someone didn't go lower. Would you agree with that? Scott,
I mean, you still got to make putts. I mean, yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, I don't. I mean, a 59. That's rare signage right there.
How rare are these conditions out here?
I think they're pretty rare. I mean, you can get them, obviously. I don't think the temperature is that rare. I just think the humidity and getting that southeast humid wind, or if there is any wind, that's the easy win. The north by northeast, north by north, the north wind's brutal, and in November that's typically what we see. So today's the day you got to get after it. Both courses. I don't know which one has it easier, wave to wave. My guess is it's probably going to be pretty complimentary. We were talking about it. I think the seaside greens are a little bit faster, and I think it's really hard to hit shots in wind. I think it's harder to putt in wind, especially when the greens are elevated like they are. It's very difficult to, you got to play the wind when you putt. So maybe Plantation tomorrow will have an advantage. They're a little slower. They sit in the trees a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I'm complete guessing at that point. But yeah, it's going to be quite the oddity going from today to tomorrow. If it does come to fruition that it's going to blow.